So we have an invitation to Lady Ashbury's mansion. And if you recall, Dr. Swansea said that that was a pretty big deal. He's never been there, even though they've been colleagues for some time. But I would anticipate most of that is due to the fact that colleague is probably not a word Ashbury would use to describe Edgar. So before we leave the hideout here, what did I need to make this legendary? We needed 5 more good handle parts, which I really think is worth it. Let's see. So we can break stuff down. Does anything we have break down into handles? My guess would be no, because it's not like we're carrying stuff with handles in it. Does not look like it. So let's real quick, before we push into the progression of the story to go talk to Lady Ashbury, let's take a peek and see if we can't rustle up some handle parts at vendors so that we can perhaps get that weapon upgraded. Because I'm comfortable with that essentially becoming our endgame weapon. Because seemingly ever since we have switched to the big cudgel, I have had much improved luck in combat. Barrett always wants to sell us something. Let's maybe actually buy something from him from once.
Buying something, sir?
I do this time, Barrett.
Focus, do you?
And it pays off, Jonathan. Look, his persistence has yielded a sale. So he's got 2 good handle parts. So if we're gonna have to buy 5 of these and they're 60 a piece, I mean, it wipes out like half of what we have available in gold, but what else have we used gold for? So I'm not overly concerned with that. So we got the snake oil saleswoman and Dorothy are the other 2 merchants in this area. I think this snake oil woman just sells her snake oil, and Dorothy just sells medicine. But let's, I mean, since we're standing right here anyway, let's go talk to Dorothy right quick. Dorothy, glad to see there's a lot less corpses on the floor than the last time we were here. I guess no, it cleaned up before we came to visit last time, because we came by and saw her and she sold us the formula that lets us cure migraines and stuff. Hello,
Welcome
Dorothea.
back, Jonathan. Do you need anything?
Let's trade.
Show me what you have in stock, please.
Yeah, didn't think so. But since we were right here, I mean, it's not like it was going to kill us to check. So I think let's swing back real fast towards Pembroke and go talk to Milton, so that Milton may perhaps give us the last of what we need parts wise. Hey Mika, thanks for coming in, man. We're gonna have some more fun story stuff, hopefully with not murderers tonight.
Good evening.
Hi,
my
Zelly.
dear colleague.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
We're trying to get a couple of goodies rounded up to finish getting our weapon upgraded before we progress any further towards the next big story element. So let's go up and swoop right and just kind of walk all the way down back over to Pembroke. I don't think we'll bother going into the docks to check with Miss Cox. If we don't get it from Milton, we'll just kind of pack it in and... It's not this one, right? That loops back, yeah. We'll see if we can get a little one-stop shop accomplished with Milty, and then we'll be good to go.
Would you like me to remind you?
Christina, that was filthy. All right, looks like we got some skulls right off the jump. Yeah, see, like, if we can get this thing upgraded again, this thing is going to be, like, swinging for the fences. So I am fine with taking a minute here. You know, it kind of throws me a little bit off kilter pacing wise, since we spent the last several hours just running around and tightening up investigations and stuff. So I don't know, you know, where we're at as far as like how long it's been since I fought a boss. I mean, I know we fought a boss, but we didn't really fight anything last time. So I'm just worried that we're gonna progress into Whitechapel and like immediately catch a welcome to the new zone. I am Balls. Hello, Balls.
Over there! This one!
Come on. Man, I love getting the 2-for-1. Yes. Yeah, so, I mean, we're already decimating people a little bit above our level when we are swinging this thing around at level 4. So if we can get this thing to the legendary, we will be sitting pretty, even if they do decide to throw a surprise boss at me. Let's see. Oh, we can check, Rakesh might have some too. Rakesh, I think, is kind of like a grab bag shop, so while that's not his specialty necessarily, we may in fact be able to get some. Oh, I thought you were gonna have loot. Oh, you're the water card, never mind. All right, Milt, what do you got? We need handles, buddy.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Always, Milt.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Not guns, actually, just cudgels. So you have 1. Man, you're even more expensive. Get out of here, Milt. So that puts us at 4, and we need 6. So we need 2 more. Let's go check in with Rakesh, which might be faster through the hospital, but Lord knows if I try that, I'm just going to run down the wrong hallway a couple times. So we'll go the long way around. Hello. Do you have handle
Good
parts?
evening, Dr. Reid. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Well, if it's handles, it's going to be very... Yeah, shoot. So now the big decision. I said I wasn't going to go to the docks. But honestly, it's not that long to run over there. So I think we're gonna. I know this is just more kind of rushing about and running errands, but once we dive into the next chunk of chapter 4 here, I'd like to be able to just kind of go straight on till morning with it. So we can do a little legwork now. I think that'll pay off. Plus, you know, the docks is not terrible. There's some fun characters over there. We should check in. I don't think talked to Booth in quite a while. And I think at one point or another we did get a new clue about him. So it might be worth chatting with Booth. Man, this specific stretch of roadway is a murderer's alley. Alright, this crosses to the docks, yeah. I don't know if you guys can see that, but when I have people right at the edge of the draw distance, they're like skipping around rather than actually smoothly patrolling. And I don't remember seeing that before. It's kind of weird. I wonder if there's enough people roaming the streets now that they've kind of progressed the enemies with the storyline, that it's starting to kind of chunk up the engine. Here's Booth, so let's chat with him first here real quick.
What do you want?
I want to know if you
Do you
need medical attention.
help, sir?
I feel fine, Dr. Reid.
Have you heard anything about Sean Hampton's shelter?
That bastard's become something of a holy man these days. But someone should remind him who really rules the docks.
Are you worried about the conditions in London?
I've heard rumours about some sort of militia patrolling, killing the sick. The wet boot boys are overrun.
Yeah, here we go.
I know you believe monsters are real, Booth.
They are. I know, I saw one, but no one believes me.
Tell me what you saw.
It was a few years ago. Clay Cox was still the boss then. He'd sent me to the shipyard to find out who was stealing tools and ropes at night.
Go on.
First, I thought it was an old lady with a limp. It looked frail and crooked. Then I saw it grab a bloody beam and lift it like it was a stick. I shouted. It looked straight at me.
Do you know what it was?
It was all eyes and long teeth, but I couldn't see its face. I shot at it when it moved towards me and I hit it. And then it jumped and vanished in the shadows.
You could have imagined all that. These docks can be so gloomy at night, with the fog and the wind and the boats creaking.
No, Doctor. That night I saw the fucking sewer dog for real. It's not a beast like the stories say. It's the ghost of an old woman. Bullets can't stop it. But no one believes me.
It's interesting. So, you know, we have Ichabod Throgmorton, who is a self-professed vampire hunter. And then we have Booth Digby, who is just a scumbag who has a kind of belief in the supernatural. Edwina was like, yeah, he can't be talking like that because the boys can't know he's a coward. But he has given the most accurate description of one of the creatures in the night of this game of anyone we've seen so far. So it's funny that this guy who people are discounting is the one that's actually seen something.
Are your friends mocking you?
Even Edwina told me once to never speak about it, but I know what I saw. And it wasn't human. Not human at all.
Do you know Edwina suspects you to be unfaithful?
Edwina's the one who asked to be called Mrs. Cox, even though Clay hadn't touched her for such a long time.
You have not answered my question.
She's a passionate woman. I've no doubt she'll shoot me down if I ever betray her, but that's not going to happen. I love her as she is.
All right.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
So let's go chat with Edwina and see what she's got in the way of handles. I think when we were here last, she had two, so I don't know how dynamic those shops are. What I want is see if you need medical attention.
Help, Miss Cox?
I'm fine, thank you.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Yes, two of them. All right. So this should put us at exactly the right number. Is the hideout's right here. So let's get this cudgel looking nice. Yeah, so this is gonna jump up another 130, so another 50% increase. It looks like that might have just done a 50% increase kind of all the way up. And then we don't have the ingredients we need for its upgrade yet. So all we really get there is the damage output, but honestly, all we needed. Already looking pretty sharp. Now, we might be able to get over to where we need to meet Lady Ashbury from the docks, which I feel like is a segue into the kind of time-wasting, wandering London that I have somewhat become known for while playing this. Oh no, see, I'm thinking about what would happen if we went up and over, but I don't think we can do that from here. The map kind of shows it, but it's based on a roadway that we don't have access on. Oh, I just one-shot that dude. Oh my, oh, these guys are a little lower level though. Regardless, even at the low level. Crazy One is the understanding of what's going on and is more commonly used method to help explain things. Yeah, it's that fun kind of like, this guy is nuts and no one believes him, but it's a great way to kind of wink and nod to the people that do know what's happening. Oh my goodness. You thought we were a monster before. I'm never gonna use my vampire powers again. Why would we bother? Get off of me. Oh, that was garbage. There we go. This thing packs a wallop. All right. They're fighting, so they can keep fighting. Let's see what we can accomplish in this stretch of road that I have struggled with. Oh man, all right, well, thing doesn't make us invincible. How did you adjust that throw in mid-air like that? That guy was ready to bomb that thing downfield, and he just like pulled up at the last second and dropped it at his feet. Alright, if he died, we'd look real silly. So let's make sure to kill everybody. There we go. So definitely took some damage on the way through, but we've died specifically in that stretch of road more than a few times and had kind of resolved to just run through it nonstop. Got one of those stupid markers on the map. So I would say that the cudgel has definitely gotten an increase that is beneficial to our current combat prowess. We have no experience. We cashed it all in after we did the side quest, so hopefully we don't have anything asking for experience to like turn someone. I gotta be careful about that. We had talked about keeping some in reserve, and now all of a sudden we just cashed it all in right before going to do a story mission. So hopefully they won't spring one on me right at the beginning of a chapter like that. So let's skirt through this early part of Whitechapel. Well, I do need to get this trash can. Let's be serious. So we got to go over and around because it's down on the very kind of southwest corner. Not here. Yeah, okay, it's the next one. I thought the left turn was there from the first intersection. God, the noises that the freaking skulls make haunt my dreams. Hi, bud. He looks like he missed his contact lens. He's like flailing around to try and find it. Oh yeah. Two full stamina combos and he's down for the count. I'll take that. So this gate, I think we've tried to use before and it's been locked. Maybe we can go through it this time. Does not appear so.
It's locked, all right.
So we're not getting there from this way. Did they want us to go over from the hospital? I guess let's run back real quick. You know, it's kind of a condemnation of my gaming prowess that after so many years of being handheld by mini-maps and compasses, this one game has me so lost when they've been stripped away. All right. Yeah, there's that second bridge out of the hospital area that I think we tried to go across it a couple times and ran into enemies that were much higher level than us and really had just not had another reason to go that way for quite some time. So that's got to be the route it wants me to take here. Where is it? Down and around the bend. Yeah. Oh, Jonathan. I thought you were stuck on some scaffolding. Yeah, because we've gone this way several times to get into the docks, but it's always a left here instead of a right. That's that murderer's row. So if we go right, a lot of times I'm in a panic to get out of there and we just bomb into the docks as quick as we can. So that would explain. Whoa. Oh, this dude again. I frequently get stuck in scaffolding. You're right. This guy's such a creep show. I don't want to start the conversation just yet because I'm trying to get a really good look at the model. It's Blood Daddy. The horns are the thing that freaks me out. Like, other than the horns, he just looks like kind of, like, he's just like a distinguished dude, right? Like, he's got kind of that pose, like he's wearing a much more expensive suit than Jonathan is. But the horns, man. All right, let's see what he's got to say.
You must prepare, child, for the earth is bleeding and the harvest is upon us.
Stay away, whoever you are.
This is no time for petty quarrels, my champion. Can you not hear? The famished queen has awoken.
I'm not your champion. I insist you be quiet. It's like if your kids are running around and you've got a hangover. Go away. I'm not his champion. He keeps calling me that.
I am not your champion.
But of course you are, son. As surely as you are the blood of my blood.
Okay, so Blood Daddy
I had
confirmed.
to kill Mary.
I have known your pain, child. Do not succumb to...
Silence! I dismiss you now!
The land calls for a champion. All and everyone needs you.
Silence! I'm tired of all these puppet shows.
So that's got to be the logic behind forcing me to come this way, is because you need to be able to trigger that event. So that makes sense. Our teenage years are hard. We are kind of a teenage vampire, right? No, Dad, I'm not your champion. God. It wouldn't be an issue how much blood I drank if Mom was here. What is this guy? What? What am I looking at?
They want war. I'll show them war.
Whatever this
What
poor
on
woman did,
earth?
nobody deserves this kind of punishment.
Yo, it is an absolute murder show over here. Yikes. She looked dead, Stealth. I got to assume from the blood pool that she was, but honestly, it could have been the other people's blood. Kind of a Tarantino film set from the look of it. All right, here's another couple of bad dudes.
Crush the leech, boys! Bloody leech!
So they're fighting the Econ, so I probably should focus on the Econ and hopefully he'll soak up some damage. Oh yeah. Man, this new cudgel upgrade. Yeah, exactly. The amount of blood really did not yield conclusive evidence. Can we open this?
I cannot
I am
enter.
so sick of locked gates. Jonathan, you can turn into smoke and teleport, for Christ's sake. All right. Scoop up some goodies. And then we do, in fact, appear to be at the Lady Ashbury's manse. Yo, check it out. Ashbury got the digs.
So this is where she lives. What a splendid house.
I like how Jonathan and I somehow managed the exact same response. Good work, Johnny. Yeah, she's going hard. Considering that we've spent probably a third of our playtime at least, probably closer to half in the docks where people are just like, yeah, I use a rat as a pillow. What of it? She's got one of those fancy doors that just has one giant doorknob right in the middle of those doors.
As good as one can be, considering the circumstances.
Yes. Death and affliction seem prevailing themes of late. Please, come in. We have much to discuss.
I hope I haven't disturbed you.
Not at all. Actually, I was counting on you visiting me tonight.
How strange, this painting. Beautiful, melancholic, yet with a haunting dignity.
Indeed. A long time ago, a friend asked me to paint this for him, but I kept it in the end.
I did not know you were a painter, my lady.
There are many things you do not know about me, young Ekon.
Stop calling me that. Call me Jonathan. Why keep mocking me? Call Me Jonathan, I'm gonna be honest, seems a little forward, and this woman is clearly out of our league. Look how many books she owns.
Why do you continue to mock me?
Please excuse my behavior, Jonathan. I tend to tease my friends when uneasy.
What is bothering
We
you,
in,
my
boys.
lady? Your letter was quite alarming.
We will talk about this in a few minutes. For now, I would like you to tell me about yourself. How have you been?
Sorry.
Since we last met, my friend.
Automod freaked out because it was the first time anyone had ever typed bitch in chat. Let's see.
My sister Mary. She was made a vampire in the same way I was. She was the one killing all those people everywhere I went.
Vengeance is a powerful force for those betrayed. Made vampire through careless error. Victims by surprise.
I killed Mary twice. Man, Jonathan is having a rough week.
I swear I did not intend that.
That is the scientist speaking. In truth, most of us do not know how it really works. Personally, I make sure my prey will not return to haunt me.
What do you mean?
I am merciless, Jonathan. I only feed on the dying, and I make sure they are dead before leaving their remains.
In the end, she implored me to put an end to her misery. But still, I felt I had taken her life twice.
I am so sorry for my accidental cruelty. Had I known your dear Mary was still alive, I would never have sent you to pray for her soul in that church.
There is no need to apologize, my lady. Your words have been most helpful in these difficult times.
Thank you, my friend. If only we could have guided your poor sister through her terrible nightmare.
Mika, you think she knew? I'd like to say no, but last time Mika nailed it. Mika's been pretty spot on reading some of these cats, so I think I accidentally cut off part of his dialogue on one of these.
Vengeance.
What did he say here?
I swear I did not intend that. If only I had known then how vampires are created.
That is the scientist.
What do you
Gotcha.
mean?
Okay, so we did turn her. Which is interesting because I thought when we talked to Ashbury originally at the Pembroke, she was like, "No, you can't do it accidentally, dog." But maybe we're just that good at vampiring.
I came to the conclusion that my maker, whoever he might be, must be a powerful vampire. Certainly extremely old.
How have you reached this conclusion?
I stole his ID.
He is the only immortal I've seen appear in an ethereal form. His voice, his words seemed ancient. It was disturbing.
I am afraid you are right. The simple fact that your blood made Mary such a strong Ekon proves that you must be of ancient lineage.
Well, then listen, the first thing I'm going to need you to do is stop calling me young Ekon. All right? I'm awesome.
I felt this power radiating like an aura every time he appeared.
Most ancestral vampires of England were killed by the Guard of Prewen half a century ago. How
Respect
many
me,
more they
please.
could be?
You have no idea who he could be?
Some of the ancient ones fled England.
Vampire Senpai,
Some
accept
may still
me.
be in hiding. All I know is you, my friend, are a pawn in some secret and obscure game of chess.
So the more she's unveiling about the fact that apparently we were turned by someone from a really ancient vampiric line, the more it seems like this is, you know, he keeps calling me his champion. Something bigger is at play that we still haven't uncovered here. And I'm not entirely ruling out that this isn't actually a Dan Brown novel. So we'll have to see what we get for some answers here.
Your ladyship. After all, it was you who invited me to settle this most urgent of matters.
Fair enough, Jonathan. The situation is critical. We do not have the luxury for etiquette.
Please do not misunderstand me. I would be delighted to discuss mundane matters and idle trivialities.
If we survive the dark nights to come, we shall have all the time in the world to speak, you and I. For now, please follow me, Jonathan.
Interesting. You know, it's funny. I'm used to vampire games.
Your house is exquisite.
One of the advantages of living forever is having the time to be selective with one's furnishings. I took the liberty of having tea served.
You can still drink tea.
Can't keep it down, but I do so enjoy the aroma. Let us toast to make-believe. And of course, to your health, Jonathan.
And to yours, my lady.
That's such an English vampire move. Like, no, I can't drink it, but I just want to pretend.
Please, call me Elizabeth.
Oh.
So, my lady, why truly did you invite me here?
I've been asked to deliver an official invitation to meet the Ascalon Club.
Oh, all right. Cool. We getting into the vampire VIP room now.
Who are they? Really?
They are the embodiment of vampire law in Britain.
Got some thirsty vampire
Some say
fans
they
in the chat.
influence the destiny of the Empire. Some believe they merely protect it.
How many are they?
Only a small number of powerful and deceitful immortals. All of them entangled in a sticky web of shadow cabinets, influencing trade.
Now, she said that she doesn't want to be political, so I don't know that she's in the Ascalon Club. Maybe they're just using her as a liaison.
Will they fight the guard of Priwen?
I doubt it. Fergal was Lord Redgrave's executioner forever and a day. By defeating that beast, you deprived them of a powerful weapon.
Oh, snap, that's right. Fergal was from the Ascalon Club, so they might not be so pumped about it. Oh, snap, Stealth, you bought Hades? That is the good stuff.
Why use you to contact me?
Because they know we are close. The Ascalon
Yeah,
Club
so
has
she was just a
many
tool for the
spies.
Ascalon Club here.
Their main occupation is gathering information and then deciding how to use it.
Yeah, dude, no idea how far into it I am. Less far than you think, I guess, is the only answer I can provide. It is an interesting onion to unpeel.
Have they threatened you in any way?
Not at all. Their message surprised me at first. But it is only logical, considering the critical situation in London.
Why not ask for your help? Since you are obviously a powerful and influential immortal yourself.
You have to understand that I am invisible to the eyes of Ascalon, for I am a woman.
Oh, vampire gender
As
politics.
long as they leave me alone.
Should I trust them?
Of course not. Do not misunderstand me. They can be very useful, but I believe their long-term goals differ from yours.
You gotta be pretty sexist if you've had eternity to find a handful of colleagues, and even with that dwindled sample size, you're like, sorry, dudes only.
Why meet them then?
Because nothing truly important can be achieved in this city without their consent. They could be powerful allies in this current situation.
Already not having a great taste in my mouth about the Ascalon Club.
Should I lie to them?
We all lie, Jonathan. It falls to you to choose your behavior. The most important rule is to show them due respect.
I hope we get there and the guy who's running it is like, time to eat them? Vivi, what are you doing? No. Well, maybe the Ascalon Club. What would it count? Would it count against us as killing a person if we killed them as a vampire? Like, we've killed a handful of Ekons already.
They have done nothing but impede my investigations since I became known to them. Why would they want to see me now?
I guess they now see you as Ascalon material. They must have found out what happened to your sister. Proof of the potent blood flowing through your veins.
I'm not sure I can accept their invitation. I have seen their handiwork. how Fergal
My
abused
strongest
him
power
both
is to
clubs
consume
and all.
vampire
You have no
flesh.
choice, Jonathan. Even I would not openly defy Lord Redgrave, the chairman of the Ascalon Club.
So it's interesting, right? So, you know, there's obviously dozens and hundreds of assorted vampire mythos. If you eat a bigot, are you a bigot? No, I think you're fighting bigotry if you eat a bigot. That's an interesting thought, though. I'm so used to vampire societies from fiction and from video games where vampires are like constantly double dealing and like, you know, backstabbing one another. This is also kind of seemingly using that trope of one vampire that's, you know, kind of in charge of the area, kind of the person that every other immortal in the area is paying a little bit of fealty to, which you see a lot in like World of Darkness, like Vampire or Vampire the Masquerade. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of conversations we get out of Redgrave.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave? Who is he?
Lord Redgrave is the founder and chairman of the Ascalon Club. Most mortals know him as the Earl of Bristol. He is
Oh
rich
snap, he an
and
earl.
extremely influential.
Have you met him?
Only on rare occasions, for he never goes outside the club. And women are not awarded membership, even immortals.
How old is he? How long has he been a vampire?
Lord Redgrave claims to be the progeny of William Marshall, the most valiant knight who ever lived. If that is true, he could be very old.
Mika, I've played Crusader Kings 3. Becoming an earl is easy. You are not wrong. The earldom status in Crusader Kings 3 is like, okay, now I'm just powerful enough to have enemies, but not powerful enough to do anything about it.
How powerful is his reach?
The Ascalon Club may be the most influential secret society in England. Not all its members are immortals, but they are all very powerful.
Oh.
They're not all immortals. How is that?
The club is mainly comprised of political figures who seek the safety and expansion of the Empire. The most loyal are awarded immortality.
Oh snap! This is turning into like the Hellfire Club from Marvel Comics.
Any familiar or famous names?
As the richest, most relentless British tycoon, Aloysius Dawson is considered ideal Ascalon material and has been watched for years.
So Dawson is the super rich benefactor that has been keeping the night asylum open. So he's been funding everything that Sean Hampton does to take care of some of the kind of unfortunate souls around the docks. It is, in fact, yes, Stealth. It's the same Dawson of Dawson's Creek fame. I hope when we go and meet him, his forehead is just enormous.
If you are convinced I must
Or was Dawson,
meet him,
was,
I will heed your advice.
Thank you, Jonathan.
was Dawson's just the name of the town,
I
right?
understand your reluctance to brush shoulders with London's vampire.
I don't think I've ever seen a single episode of
have
Dawson's
no
Creek.
choice.
Is the situation that critical?
Yes. The Guard of Prewen has called for a second great hunt of our kind.
Oh,
and
snap.
They will stop at nothing to eliminate us.
This would have been a great moment for this entire wall to come down and crumble around the fireplace and the great hunt to just stomp through her foyer.
Will the Guard of Prewen and the Ascalon Club fight each other?
I doubt it. If Prewen really launched a great hunt, I think most of the Econs I
You're
know
right,
would
Stealth. Yeah,
flee
they lined the
country to
camera up for it.
escape the bloodbath.
I think we're just supposed to feel the tension of how close they are. What if we do our dialogue with a little bit more intimacy? Prywin has a list, Lady Ashbury.
I think I saw them kill an Econ on the way to your house. They seem to have a list with names.
To launch another great hunt, they must have collected intelligence on vampire identities and whereabouts. They are a resourceful lot.
Should we fight back? I will not be hunted down like an animal again.
I admire your courage, Jonathan. But the best way to fight them is to put an end to the epidemic. This is the only way to clear the air.
Can I just say, we've had this kind of fairly tight zoom profile shot here of the two of them. The character models in Vampyr have excellent looking hair. The quality of the short and then medium length hair on Jonathan, including the fact that his hair and facial hair have slightly different textures, and then the intricacy of the braids in Lady Ashbury, that is excellent hair modeling, which is something a lot of games make look really terrible.
What is a great hunt?
The first Great Hunt was launched about 75 years ago. In just a few nights, the Guard of Prewen located and destroyed most of the old British vampires.
Still a ginger, so her hair doesn't count? All right, that's fair.
Why start a second one?
Prewen has always seen us immortals as a threat to mankind. My guess is they suspect one or more of us as the cause of the epidemic.
They've suspected we're a threat to mankind, maybe on account of how we eat them.
How did you survive the first hunt?
I fled, Jonathan. Like most vampires who survived that slaughter. And I secretly came back when I was sure they had lost my trail.
You should flee then. Leave London, the country even. I have seen the Guard in action. They are merciless.
Your concern warms my heart, Jonathan. But fear not. If the situation gets too dangerous, I shall retreat to my secret Scottish manor.
Of course she has a secret Scottish manor.
If you wish.
Thank you for the offer. I shall keep it in mind, but I have much to do here. There is a question I must ask you. Could Lord Redgrave be my maker?
I doubt it. If Lord Redgrave had made you his progeny, he would not have seemed so surprised when you demonstrated the strength of your lineage.
What is the plan?
The plan is we both try to save this city, you and I. Go to Ascalon, accept their proposition, and use their influence to promote your agenda.
How can I save London?
The epidemic is the priority. You must find its origin and put an end to it. This is the best way to solve the crisis.
What will you do?
I still have contacts and old friends in this town. I shall make some inquiries and attempt to learn more of the situation. We need clarity.
Jonathan, you're still young and new at playing vampire politics. So what you'll do is go into the club of the most influential vampires in the British Empire and see if you can't wrangle them to do your bidding. Me? I'll send a couple letters and call on some of my friends around town.
Will I ever discover the identity of my maker?
Maybe not, Jonathan. We know for sure you were made by a powerful vampire, but most of those fled England long ago.
Ooh, all right, this is the one we really want answers to.
Please forgive my bluntness, but I have to ask. Was it you? Did you make me?
Oh, Jonathan. I know you shall always have a gnawing doubt about who made you an immortal, but I swear, I had nothing to do with it.
She's fair game.
You have no idea at all? You seem to know so many things about the secrets of the vampire underworld.
Even if I had my suspicions, I would not dare give you a name so soon. All I can say is this. I will make inquiries and keep you informed.
One day soon, I will have to find the answer to this mystery.
And I shall help you in your research, I promise. For now, you must go to the Ascalon Club and play their game.
Will I see you again at the Pembroke Hospital?
No, you will find me here if you need me. I shall conduct inquiries alone, and we can then share our discoveries.
Vivi, why do they say vampire when the game is Vampyr? Because Don't Not Entertainment is cowardly, and they refuse to embrace the much cooler pronunciation of Vampyr.
Will you not visit Pembroke again?
No, I must remain discreet and avoid attracting attention to Pembroke Hospital for the time being.
But how will you sustain yourself?
I shall not, Jonathan. Fear not. I'm used to it.
When will we meet again?
As soon as you meet Lord Redgrave, I suppose. Fear not, my dear. I shall only be a heart's beat away.
We're talking awful familiar with one another all of a sudden. This whole sequence, I mean, this was a pretty long dialogue, but
I want to thank you.
We progressed quite a bit here.
And your help, my lady.
Could you do me a last great favor and call me Elizabeth?
I should be honored, my lady.
Then it is settled. Finally, some good news in these dark hours.
Thank you. I appreciate the advice. I had best prepare myself to meet this Lord Redgrave now.
How thrilling to meet the Earl of Bristol in the flesh, so to speak.
Something tells me you're not very keen on the man.
Don't get me wrong. The gentlemen of the Ascalon Club are honorable, but their attitude and opinions are somewhat antiquated.
I see.
As long as they deny access to female applicants, I will leave them to their antediluvian considerations as to the natural order of things.
Let them have it, Elizabeth.
Jonathan, promise me you'll be careful.
Of course. But why the fear?
Why are my clothes so slick?
Look at me, Jonathan.
I am.
I mean, really look at me, young Ekon.
Oh, her heartbeat. Got it.
We may be deceptive by nature, but this heart of mine has always told the truth.
Elizabeth.
Go, my friend. But come back to me soon.
All right, we got a bona fide love story going now. So let's see. Sister is gone for good. That's all handled. We know that. We want to stop this plague from destroying London. We want to save the day and hopefully save our new love interest. And we want to rewrite the rule books at the Ascalon Club. Let's modernize the Ascalon Club. Shadow Cabinet. Meet the Ascalon Club's leader and gain his trust. Can't wait for her to die. No, Misha Fish. No, that's terrible. It's kind of par for the course. Everything's been pretty depressing. So it lets us have some more stakes again. Lady Ashbury has informed me that Lord Redgrave, immortal chairman of the powerful Ascalon Club, has requested my presence. Elizabeth thinks their sudden interest for me is related to the strong Ekon my sister became after I had bitten her. Somehow, it proved my high vampire lineage, and the Ascalon Club is nothing if not very attached to pedigree. According to her, I must accept their invitation and play their game as long as it serves my interests. I shall follow her advice and present myself before Lord Redgrave as soon as possible. The Ascot Club, yo, I hope they are all wearing ascots when we get there.
Time to visit the Ascalon Club.
So we hit F somewhere in the game. So first things first, let's get rid of a custom marker. So this is Lady Ashbury's house. It says we have new dialogue for her and Swansea. Yo, I think we want that new dialogue. I don't want to get locked out of sweet dialogue. How sweet is this? We have a 45-minute conversation with her, and then I turned around and I'm like, Elizabeth, my heart aches when I'm not with you. Oh, plus we can loot her stuff now. What was I thinking? Of course we're coming back in here. How big your house? Oh, snap. All right. One floor at a time. Let's really fleece the joint. I knew you were hiding codeine and opium on me. You're holding out, girl. Personal we got the diary, boys. Here we go. 9th May, 1913. Tonight, I went with Mother visiting the sick of the East End. It had been a long time since I went into this sad part of town. To see her talking and listening to those poor people moved me beyond words. She really tries to make a difference, and really tries to help these men and women. She also killed one of them tonight. It happened so quickly I did not even notice she had vanished. but when she reappeared, she looked so much more alive, more vivid. I immediately knew what had just happened. She took a life, and I saw nothing. We returned home without a word. If I ever become like her, I won't feed on the dying. I will kill the guilty and the brutes wherever they hide. Uh-oh, so I don't think that's how it turned out. 13th September, 1914. This afternoon, 2 men tried to corner me in a back alley while I was campaigning for the women's right to vote. I called for help as loud as I could, like Mother told me. I don't know what would have happened if a soldier had not ordered them to leave me alone. He then walked me back home and tried to kiss me. I refused. He did not say a word and left. The whole story made me so sad I was still crying when Mother woke up after the night had come. I told her the whole truth, and she held me against her chest. Then we went to the theater to see Doris Fletcher in her new play. I think I'm a little bit frustrated that Mother did not rush out to make them all pay. If I were a vampire, I would not be so merciful. So she's not a vampire yet. She's like dreaming of what it would be like if she had that power. 15th September, 1914. We had a terrible argument with Mother last night, as she refused once again to turn me into an immortal. When I reminded her of what had happened to me in the street with those men, and how things would have been different if I had been like her, or if they had carried weapons, she simply smiled and told me that to be part of this world meant to be ready to face it. I'm not sure I understand what she means, but it drives me crazy. I left home in the middle of the night to see Emily at her house, and I spent the whole day there. Maybe it's time for me to leave Mother's house and live my life, just like Emily. I love Mother so much, but it frustrates me so when she refuses to talk about my conversion. 17th February, 1915. Tonight, I'm as sad as I am excited, for I'm about to leave this house for good. Mother has agreed to let me have my own flat in the West End, as long as it's not too far from her house. I had to promise her that I would be very careful. I told her how much I love her, and she told me she was proud of me. I understand now that she only wants me to be as strong and independent as she is. I must admit, I am very thankful for all she taught me through these years. She made the woman I am today. Now it's time for me to choose where to go from here. Whatever I'm going to do with my life, it's up to me. All I know is this. If I ever choose to become an immortal, I will not involve my mother in my choice, for this is my life, and I am responsible for my actions. Interesting. So she's raised by a vampire. Charlotte Ashbury. Oh no, I've got it all wrong. Charlotte isn't Lady Ashbury. Lady Ashbury's the mother. Yo, so she's got a daughter somewhere here in the West End. Plot twists. How long has Lady Ashbury been a vampire? She said a long time. Yeah, just do like a smash cut to like a fairly well-heeled youth, like throwing some bonkers party in the West End to Bon Jovi. I like it, Vivi. She's just got like cocaine and blood bags just like spread out on a coffee table. Dracula. To the inspiring Lady Ashbury. There are darknesses in life, and there are lights. And you are one of the lights. The light of all lights. Bram Stoker, 4th August, 1897. She's got a copy of Dracula dedicated to her by Bram Stoker. That's a nice little shot. All right. Take your aluminum shards here. So you've very cleverly hidden a modest apartment in the shell of what appears to be a giant mansion. And to that end, I applaud you. No, it looks like we can get into that back room. Is she the daughter that is angry about the union? Oh, interesting. I don't think so, because that's a different person. There's the 2 girls, but this is a new person that popped up. She's the first name we've seen in the West End. So it looks like she's a different character that we can indeed go and meet. Hello, Lady Ashbury. I do plan on chatting to you after I'm done stealing. Oh, she's painting us. We in there. We got this. I like that she didn't really super highlight the veins through my face. That was charitable of her. This isn't a paper we can get. Oh, it is. Beautiful. The Blood Night Tragedy. Only a few of us remain after the shock of the Great Hunt. I was one of them. I remember how the sudden attack of the enemy caught us all by surprise. Blood was shed during those few nights. Some of us who survived chose to exile. I don't blame them, but I regret their lack of fortitude. For it is courage we need to protect the interests of the Empire. Courage we need to defend the values we stand for. May we all remember that William Marshall himself never lowered his head. My beloved maker may be long gone now, but his presence is still among us. We keep a few drops of his sacred blood to remind us what we are and what we seek. Honor, purity, and excellence. I had the privilege of speaking with the knight many times, as his progeny and as his friend. He spoke to me of the tear of angels, the holy beverage supposed to appease the inextinguishable hunger we all feel, that he never ceased to search, even without knowing if such artifact exists. I admired his tenacity, and it is this tenacity, this indefectible belief in something bigger than us all, bigger than us, that will make us survive any future great hunt launched by our enemies. Ascalon will be rebuilt, always, for it is an idea. From The Law of Ascalon by Lord Redgrave, founder. Why is she making us a ginger too? She's just getting it sketched in, dog. I can see some darker colors on the palette. She's only like a half away through that bottle of what I can only assume is actually blood. Can we read this label? It might say Ascalon Club. No. Harry's Club. Some dude named Harry bottles wine for immortals, but it's actually his blood.
Hello again, Jonathan.
Ooh, saucy.
To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
Sorry to disturb you again, but could you spare me a few minutes?
Of course, my dear. Always a pleasure to speak with you.
This is accelerating quickly.
Concerning your investigation.
Yes?
Are you truly seeking to identify my maker?
I cannot promise you anything, but yes. I am conducting some research of my own.
Do you think we shall ever see better days? Or at least better nights?
I know not, Jonathan. I have seen some horrid days in my long lifetime. Experience has taught me that one cannot outrun the fates.
Better Days, Better Nights is my favorite James Taylor album.
When all of this is over, the war and the epidemic, we could leave the city for a while. Travel around Europe, you and I.
Now we're taking vacations abroad?
Complicated for us poor creatures of the night. But yes, I would be glad to travel the world with you, my dear.
This turned into a full-blown immortal romance awfully quick.
Will you tell me your story one day, Lady Ashbury?
One of them, perhaps. I have had so many lives, Jonathan. Eternity may not be enough to relate them all.
Do you know if the epidemic has affected many people in the West End?
I confess I've been more concerned by events in the East End. The wealthy have more efficient ways of dealing with infection.
But this is no common epidemic.
That is true. I must tell my daughter to stay at home for a few days, but the girl is stubborn and fiercely independent, much like her mother.
So we didn't get a pop-up about Ashbury. Well, I don't know if we get clues about her. She doesn't show up in any of the she doesn't show up in any of the social circles. So that could be why that didn't elicit anything. But you would have thought that perhaps her saying my daughter would have sparked a little bit more conversation. She may have said it back at the Pembroke and I just forgot though. All right. So that dialogue is tidied up. Let's go back and talk to Swansea. I know that's backtracking over to Pembroke yet again, but the last time he had a new dialogue flag, we missed the chance to trigger it because we stumbled into a story session. So I do not want to repeat that error. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. The loading bar feeds on panic. I thought it had frozen and that was enough to get it to go again. So we know we've got to find Ashbury's daughter is somewhere in the neighborhood. So we'll figure that out at some point. This is not the one that goes to the Pembroke. He said that the guy that they had killed in Ekon, and then he said they seem to have some sort of list. I don't really recall seeing a list. I was hoping maybe that there was a collectible here. By the way, whoever is the person distributing these barrels and sacks, a smashing job to get it delivered so quickly as to bar my way yet again. That's really impressive delivery speed. I was hoping we'd find a list. Maybe the list still exists. Maybe we'll get an opportunity to pick it off of somebody. Needed more blood. All right. So we want to chat with Edgar right quick. The Edgar conversations are always so funny. We're gonna have run all the way back here and he's gonna be like, "Oh, Jonathan, good chap. How cool is it being a vampire?" He's an outrageous Ekon stan. All right. He might actually be able to tell us a little bit about who's being targeted, because if you remember last time we were here, he was having that pretty intense chat with the vampire hunter guy.
Hello, Jonathan. Back from the city already? How is the situation over there?
Tense, to say the least.
I'm sure every obstacle will cede to your relentless determination. In the meantime, can I be of any help?
Oh, snap. Okay, so we can ask, because he's plugged in on vampire goings on, so even though he's immortal, we are able to get some additional insight that's not from another
legendary
immortal.
Founder of the Ascalon Club. I'm afraid I cannot help you with that, Jonathan.
Or at least we thought we could.
So you do know him?
All the Brotherhood knows about him is highly confidential. He is dangerously intimate with the royal family and Britain's inner circles.
Are you afraid of him? Is he that dangerous?
No, but since most ancient vampires were killed or fled England during the Great Hunt of 1850, he may be the oldest British vampire. A myth in the flesh, so to speak.
What can you tell me about the Great Hunt?
A sad story, my dear friend. Tragic, in fact. The Brotherhood was betrayed by some of its most trusted members.
Why was it a tragedy?
Not only did the Guard of Prewen hunt down and kill most ancient vampires of England, they also destroyed or confiscated their possessions. Priceless knowledge was lost in just a few nights.
Man, he is just so keyed up about learning about immortals that is very much losing the forest for the trees.
Tell me about the betrayal.
The founders of the Guard of Prewen stole precious and unique documents and reports from the Brotherhood's library when they left. They used them to identify and locate their next targets.
Okay.
Did you know that Lady Ashbury is an artist? And rather a good one?
Well, actually, yes. I attended an exhibition of her paintings before the war. Beautiful landscapes and stunning portraits. I wish I had purchased one.
Perhaps we could go to her next exhibition, you and I.
What a beautiful idea, Jonathan. Did you know she told me once she had been a model for famous painters? But she never told me which ones.
I shall return later.
Man, we're making a lot of future plans. All right. So didn't really yield a ton of additional info. But if nothing else, it was nice to talk to Edgar again. He did feed us that little tidbit about how, you know, again, kind of to circle back to my point about the vampires in this mythos seem to cooperate by and large. You know, I'm sure there's vampire infighting, but the fact that they would have enough kind of damning information at their homes as to be a target for use to kind of put together a dossier on other immortals, kind of yields to the theory that their society is fairly cooperative. They don't necessarily hold these absurd grudges like you see in so many other vampire-based societies in movies and games and books and stuff. Yeah, or at the very least gang-based stuff. Yeah, you're right. There's probably, you know, like the Ascalon Club. The Ascalon Club is very much kind of in the situation where I doubt they take well to people that don't do what they say. It's a blood Crips thing. I think it's a blood thing. Alright. I can't remember. Have we been in here? Some of these apartments, I feel like I've been in them over and over, and every time I'm just like, have we been in here? I think this is the one. We found something in here, but I don't recall what it was. There was some kind of collectible or a something. It's not the direction I want to go, though. Oh, yeah, because I remember I did that same thing last time we went up these stairs. I went up, saw the icon, and then I doubled back, thinking that we were missing a collectible. So we are going to jump out. Got a nice little chunk of experience from advancing the story and talking to Lady Ashbury, so at least we're not sitting on basically bupkis for experience again. Man. What's the word for a barrel maker? Like as a profession, barrel making, is it a hooper? Whoever is the West End's hooper is doing bango work. So yeah, just continuing left. Oh man, all right, so now we're starting to see some quality vehicles in the streets. I gotta say, for the West End being like the nice part of town, obviously, you know, there's like a race war going on, but still kind of a shit show around here. Get out of here. Good trigger parts. All right, cool. So we're actually getting some really nice weapon upgrade mats, even just from fights in the street now. Man, everyone's screaming all the time. So noisy here in the West End. All right. I guess they just have those scaffolds there so you can go around, maybe? Quarantine.
It's locked.
Yo, then you don't want me to go all the way up through Whitechapel. No way. There's gotta be a cut through in one of the apartments or something. Oh, maybe that's what this is for. We went up it the other way. Is there... No, but there is a little tunnel over here. Beware. Yeah. So this will spit us out back behind the quarantine line. Which is good. Yeah, like, look at this. This is the nice part of London. I understand Spanish flu, city's in turmoil to begin with, so there is really no good part of the city right now. But that seems bonkers. What is going on? Oh, they're just killing vamps over there. It's an intriguing storytelling
That was the vampire I saw earlier.
storytelling device.
No prisoners.
because they have not really done a ton of that where they force me to walk. Oh, this was another level jump. Yep, World War One. You're right, Commander. World War One. So everything's a little broken and topsy-turvy here. But like, to the point of there being fire barrels and stuff in the streets, the Icar's threat. Where was it? The Icar's threat. Of all the evil and foul skulls I ever had to fight, the Icar, or Icor, may be the worst. Not because of its fighting prowess, even if it remains a powerful and dangerous opponent. Not because of its superior wit or cunning plans. An Icar is quite blunt and straightforward in his actions and objectives. Spread diseases, contagions, and epidemics whenever and wherever it can. Interesting. An Icar is the incarnation of viruses and infections. Wherever it goes, sicknesses appear and quickly spread. It is like it only walks this earth to generate plagues and epidemics, as if its skin itself diffuses sickness. Icars are clever, sneaky, malevolent, and ferocious, capable of enduring many wounds. To spoil a water tank, a granary, or a banquet, this is the kind of things an Icar would enjoy to do in order to please its putrid and perverse nature. They are so rare that we don't know anything about them. The Lazy Brotherhood believes that they should not be considered vampires or skulls, but as something else. All I know is this: an Icar must be destroyed by all means necessary as soon as it's spotted. From Know Your Enemies by Carl Eldritch, Prywin leader. Yeah, that's interesting, right? So he makes the claim that this is a type of creature known to both the Prywin and the Brotherhood of St. Paul Stole. So if we're searching for the reasons behind an epidemic, why on earth would we not assume that's what's going on? Like, how many times have we talked Madame Butterfly, Doris Fletcher in Madame Butterfly, A Tragedy of Japan by David Belasco, adapted from John Luther Long. How many times have we talked to Edgar and he's just not even bothered mentioning that? That's a little irritating. All right, so we're still on our way to the Ascalon Club. Looks like we're kind of going there in a loop-de-loop fashion. So that vampire did not last long. This is not the way. What's back here? Oh, I mean, well, we can't not stick our nose in this, right? What do we got? Lock.
Cannot
of
enter.
course. Ne'er mind. It's supposed to be rare. Yeah, you're right, Commander. I mean, he did say it's so rare they don't know anything about it, but they do at least know of its existence. So I guess that's the point, is like, there's been a couple dialogues where Jonathan and Edgar have like just bounced spitball ideas off one another about what the hell could be going on across London. And at no point has Edgar been like, well, Jonathan, there does exist this creature known as an Icar. It's freaking sweet to have this cut between Whitechapel and the West End. That is for sure. With that shortcut, I am willing to forgive Edgar for not mentioning anything about Icars. He's also so hard up for like traditional vampires. If, you know, as that writing illustrates, if the Brotherhood doesn't...
Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
If he doesn't feel like they are vampires, that could also be part of it, right? Like if they're like, no, Icars are something else altogether. Oh, is this a new hideout over here? No, this one down and to the left is. So let's bust through our crates, kill this guy. I do want to go check on a new hideout. Oh, oh. Yeah, we definitely had... I think it was Afterlife was saying the other day that there seems to just be, as you progress certain... Oh, this dude exploded? What? As you progress story events, it just ups the... Kimura, have you lost your mind? I didn't hear that, but we saw the closed captioning for it. Interesting. I am out of blood. Kimura, is someone there? Reid's mansion. Yo, this is our house. Somebody help me. All right, well, we're not going to go to sleep because apparently someone needs help, but I do want to look at maybe putting 60 blood points. Let's craft another one of those. And then how expensive are you? Not terrible. Let's make 2 of you just so we got some stuff at the ready. Serums. Yeah, there we go. Is our mother there? Yo, we absolutely are going to check on that. Because I have been so frustrated trying to figure out what happened to her. The key to Aubrey Reid's office. Trying to figure out what happened after the funeral.
Aubrey, I'm not sure
that's our mom.
Italy is a good idea this time of the year.
Okay, well, we're going to come back and talk to mom. I'm actually really excited about that dialogue. But someone is screaming for help. I want to go check on that before I forget and we run the risk of them dying. Quarantine. That one's so faded you can barely read it. All right. Oh, sweet. And some rats because we got no blood.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
I can believe it.
This is despicable.
All right. That's not a door we can go through. So where is this voice coming from? Let's go out and go the opposite way of where we were headed for the Ascalon Club. We should get that pop-up. We've seen it a couple times where that... God, is this one so far up I can't even target it? Oh, I'll be so miserable. Oh, it's just going to be stuck. Oh, we got it. Okay. We've seen that, like, distressed citizen logo pop up. So, yeah, that's the one. Oh, hello. How are you, friend? Ooh, I'm no match for you, apparently. Rats do bring diseases. We're gonna eat them all, Commander. If they're the cause of this epidemic, I, Dr. Jonathan Reid, will consume the epidemic whole. This guy is no joke. You know, that's a good question. Are we immune to the Spanish flu? I don't know. I got to assume we are. They've kind of discussed at length how sturdy our constitutions are. Yo, this guy is messing me up. All right, I'm gonna have to take another crack at him. He's quick. One of the first collectibles we got at the very beginning of the game basically said that, you know, there's so few things that could actually kill a vampire that it was like Pruin training materials. They were like, no, you gotta assume they're not dead till they are dead. All right, this guy's gonna take a little bit more focus. My assumption is killing him is gonna be the key to saving whoever it is over here that's distressed. Oh man. Just gonna throw us right at some people, huh? Well, let's fight this thing out in front of the hideout because we might be able to get some blood from it. One slight side effect to the damage upgrade we got from the cudgel upgrade is that we are killing things before we're stunning them out enough to get blood, which is not ideal. We got him though, which sadly is just gonna let me heal myself enough to be at full health for the fight. I hadn't thought of that when I did the upgrade. It might be worth, we've got some of the earlier upgrades that we already put into the cudgel we did for bonus damage. Maybe we pair those back. The other side of that tree will let us use them for additional stun damage, and that might save us some of the trouble, so we'll have to give that a shot. Yeah, there he is. Okay, I was like, where is he?
How dare you interfere?
All right, being ready for him seems to have helped, at least to a degree. Oh god, he does so much damage. All right. Quick backstep, quick backstep. Use all our blood to heal here. Where'd he go? Oh, he's right behind me. Damn it. Damn it. All right. Again, didn't try and parry or riposte there, so he's that much stronger. We can't just bull rush him. We can't just blow through him. So let's do it and treat him almost like he was a boss. Because, I mean, honestly, he's putting me on my ass like he was a boss, so. Fire is our weapon of choice, brothers. Yeah, so fire kills him. Time to put on parry pants. We are indeed going to put on the parry pants. Misha was the one to suggest parry when we were fighting Mary, too, so this is like further redemption for my terrible showing for that boss. Come on, you can do it. I don't like that poison cloud. Yeah, see again. Oh my god, I just stood there and took it. They dropped a bunch of opium though. Let's oh man, those clouds do damage. Good gracious. What that's almost a poetic ending to the game. If we just died to poison with our hand on the doorknob to Jonathan's house, that would be somewhat poetic. What's his face over in Whitechapel, the poet who hangs out in the graveyard? He would approve. Let's fight through those two skulls again. This time not standing in the poison and dying like an idiot. And then what I think we're gonna do is pull the damage upgrades from the cudgel and replace them with bonus stun and just see how that works. I want to check the cost from materials, but that should sort some of my issue. Oh god. No, I'm in the poison and he's eating me. I too wish not to stand in poison. Oh dude, you talk about in the Temple of Styx in Hades, it's the worst. It's the literal worst. You'll reach a point in Hades, though, where you kind of know on your way into the Temple of Styx what ability you have that's your best bet at clearing everyone out. What did you just trim over there? Did you trim something? Something flew across the room and hit me in the arm. I struggled a lot in the Temple of Styx for quite a while, and then I started kind of planning at least one skill that I knew would help me get through those congested rooms. All right, so weapon, perfect barbed cudgel. So we've got a damage upgrade here and a damage upgrade here. If we swap it, it costs 15 aluminum and 50. Yeah, let's do that. And then, so that's going to lose another 30 damage. Let's start with just one swapped over. I don't want to go so crazy as to just blow all of it. Man, we're almost dead. You know what I'm actually thinking of doing here? Although this seems really foolish. Oh, I can't do it. Let's use our healing. Just so that we're not going in and basically forfeiting an entire attempt. And I'll mix up another one right quick. I gotta remember when we're fighting this guy, if we're low on health or low on blood, I can basically convert either serum into health as long as I stay off of him. So we want to get in a couple swings early.
I don't care.
Yeah, so we absolutely effed up his stamina meter with one parry. So as long as I don't like completely biff it here. Oh, we're gonna completely biff it. Alright, so we have some health. Let's throw a potion and our vampire heal. That charge is so fast. Man. He telegraphs it, and like, you'd think I'd have it by now because he's almost killed me with it so many times, but it's brutal. Alright. Get in there. Get in some licks. Get punched in the neck. Oh no, he's gonna corner me. Thank you, Market Citrus Stand. Alright. One of those. I think he healed at some point in there. I didn't anticipate that. Yeah, he like, I forget that they're all using the same kind of powers I have access to. Oh, we have no stamina. Oh, I got you that time. What up? No, 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 no. Just use your ultimate. He's gonna cut me. Oh, we got out just in time. Love it. Love it. All right, whoever is in trouble, we'll chat with you in a second. What's over here? War munitions. All right, so are you in this house? He went to go knock on this house one of the times before we actually started the combat. Hello? Do you have drawers I can steal from? Yeah, look at this dude. He's just chilling here. Man, I'll tell you what, for all the shit I talked about how bad it looks out on the street, like, inside looking pretty good. Can I read you? The heresy of the pure blood. The heresy of the pure blood. Pure blood. We know the expression. We heard it in the foul mouth of the heretics and the foreign barbarians. Used it sometimes ourselves. But do we really know what it means? A vampire born from an immortal belly. What a disgusting idea. How would such a creature find its place among the livings? What would be its purpose? Ours is clear, gentlemen. Ascalon is here to protect the Empire and all its citizens. We are the protectors and shepherds, even when sometimes sacrifice a sheep for our sustenance. Whoever will be found guilty of succumbing to the desires of breeding immortal child shall be eradicated from the law of Ascalon by the Lord Redgrave, founder. So this guy knows about the vamps. He asked if he was with Ascalon.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. Do you need help, sir?
I think I'm fine. But what happened to my jailer? Be careful. He's as vicious as he is strong.
You don't have to worry about him anymore. What happened?
Oh, I murdered him.
Kimura. I was imprisoned by this lunatic for several days. I thought I was going to die here.
You're not going to die now, Mr. Kimura. If you hurry, you should be able to get home safely.
It seems that I owe you my life. You have all my gratitude, Dr. Reid, since it is the most precious thing I possess.
All right, so this guy will not be able to talk to you
Goodbye,
until tomorrow night.
Take care.
So at least he's safe. We know he's not going to die in the intervening hour. Let's real quick. It's been about an hour and a half. My water is empty. I'm going to go refill that. If you have an empty water, I would suggest you go refill it too. I'm going to take 2 minutes, and then we will, now that we've saved Kimura, we will go and talk with Redgrave at the Ascalon Club. I'll be right back. All right. So we want to just basically go around this bend. I maybe should have doubled back into the hideout and remade some serums, but I don't think Ascalon is going to turn into combat right away. They seem to want to talk about a collaboration. There we go. All right. That was a considerably more fluid combat. So before our big date with the Ascalon Club, let's make sure they can see me going through trash cans. Can we open this? No. Something tells me these fish no longer palatable. I cannot imagine how long they've been sitting out at this point.
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society.
Ooh.
Not quite as subtle as I expected.
Are you a good guy? Yeah, okay. Crossing through that gate took us out of a combat area.
Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no.
This is Ashbury's daughter.
I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reid. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury.
This is like
taught me long ago how to
the turn of the century British version of
I understand she also
like a prank show.
Tease and gently mock innocent young Ekons. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte. Do you need my medical attention, Charlotte?
I am fine, Dr. Reid.
Given what we read in that diary, she might not have appreciated me opening this dialogue with my medical checkup, but we gotta stay true to character.
What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yo, she knows everything about me.
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reid?
Charlotte is super funny.
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see? And one day, I'll have my death to face.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up
Reid.
at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
So if Ashbury runs an orphanage, if she does double cross us and we decide to just freak out and go pure evil, we can at least have like a younglings moment in her orphanage. So we got that to look forward to.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside.
That's hilarious because we have repeated it over and over.
If you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Are you a suffragette then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time, even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
Well, listen, she ain't signed her name on it yet.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my
How
thanks,
would Charlotte
Dr.
not
Reid.
have gone to her mother
And
with that?
please, don't tell my mother.
I mean, I know she's going to be upset to find out that you told someone else about immortals, but like, your friend's going to die.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously, and the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reid?
She doesn't live far away. She knows a lot about vampires and does not seem to fear them. Oh, snap. I didn't... What did she say? Oh, no. Can we... Do we get, like, a chat? Oh, my wife has volunteered to scrub the VOD and tell me what she said. We are right here. Yeah, we are right here. I think the speed at which Elizabeth was able to kind of clue in Charlotte. She did say she still spends a lot of time at the mansion, despite the fact that she's trying to be more independent. So that could be a part of it. But I think she was saying something about could people...
Must be wary of.
She was asking if she needs to be wary of us. So obviously, yes.
Of course not. You have nothing to fear from me. or your mother.
Good to know. And don't worry, my mother told me everything I need to know about vampire tricks, their nature as well as features.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reid.
Man, we get a ton of her stuff right away.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How is it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Why do you still hope to become a vampire in spite of your mother's refusal?
It's the immortal aspect of vampires that interests me. The world won't improve unless women take charge. I'm convinced of that.
You're obviously a clever woman with a good education and a brilliant future. But have you thought about the price you'd have to pay? The loneliness, the necessary masquerade.
Is it not true of every high position? To change this world and make it a better place, one needs time on one's side.
Charlotte hopes to more efficiently pursue her fight against injustice when she becomes immortal.
Your mother has refused to turn you into a vampire. Tell me more about it.
Each time we argue, Mother expresses the same fear. She wants me to remain alive and full of joy, rather than become melancholy and immortal. She claims you can't have one without the other. It's pure selfishness.
It's your mother's choice. As daughters and sons, we have to accept the decisions our parents make for us despite our own wishes.
I love my mother, and have accepted everything from her. Even that she named me Charlotte, when it was not my original name.
Does it bother you?
No. Whoever I was when I was born, I am now Charlotte Ashbury. It hurts as much as it makes me proud to know that's the name my mother will read on my tombstone.
Oof.
Your mother has walked this earth for much longer than you or I. She is wise, and we should not ignore her advice when we disagree with it.
But why shouldn't I be allowed to forge my own experience? There can't be only one righteous way to deal with eternity.
I mean, she makes a good point.
Tell me, Charlotte, how do you plan to achieve eternal life, since you've obviously given it a lot of thought?
I won't give up. You have no idea how determined I am, sir. I may contract a deadly disease. I may throw myself under a carriage, just to be saved by her sweet kiss.
That's a disturbing answer, young lady. And the worst part of it is, I know you speak the truth.
There are less dangerous ways, Doctor. Instead of throwing myself under a horse like Emily Davison, I could just throw myself into your arms.
Oh my goodness, stop this.
Stop playing this game at once, Charlotte. This is unworthy of you, of your mother, and of myself.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reid. Please forgive me. That was stupid.
Misha Fish, which you want, the mother or the daughter? No.
Goodbye, Charlotte.
Lady Ashbury has made it very clear that
to your
Charlotte
mother
shouldn't be
when you see
turned.
her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
So now we know we've got at least one investigation here in the West End. We already saved Homeboy, but we've got Charlotte here to try and track down her friend. We've got her blood fully unlocked, so I guess if Ashbury does push our buttons, we can just get a little bit of an extra boost in experience from the daughter.
All right.
Got a ton of people to chat with here.
Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
Oh, it's Charlotte again.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite...
All right, let's talk to this dude with the with the goofy hat.
Good evening, sir.
Oh,
Please
look
forgive
at
me
this
for
guy.
disturbing you. I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome you.
Well, I must admit, it's good to receive a warm welcome for once. I'm Jonathan Reid.
Welcome, Dr. Reid. Welcome to my humble
Ooh, we got another vendor.
Do you need medical help?
There is no need for that, my good
I should have
friend,
guessed it by the
but
monocle.
I appreciate your concern.
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is good and peaceful. We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonder.
Dude looks
Are you
fit
not
AF.
concerned about the epidemic?
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the appropriate measure if
There's
the danger
more
were that
wax in that
high.
mustache than I can imagine.
I'm afraid the newspapers are seriously underestimating the situation.
His beard goes right through his
Things are
chest, though.
critical, believe me.
Well, that's news then. But I can't believe that things are that bad. Are you sure you're not exaggerating a bit? For the thrill of it?
This guy is out of control. Calhoun does not consider the seriousness and dangerousness of this epidemic.
What can you tell me about this place?
I recently found the best steak and kidney pie in the city. I'd be glad to share the address if you want.
Yo, he goes hard.
Finding a good restaurant. Is that really all that interests you?
Oh, I have many passions, but nothing brings me ecstasy like subtle and exquisite flavors from my teeth to my belly.
This guy is ridiculous. For whatever reason, some games don't put collision meshes on beards. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of get it because sometimes you get that weird, like, especially his beard comes like a sharp point. It would make all of his neck movements look really strange. But like, man, when it clips, it is so apparent.
I must confess, I have quite specific tastes when it comes to nutrition.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals. If you ever find an intriguing table, please share the address.
This guy is so ridiculous. Oh my god, so that turned into an investigation. We've got to find him. We got to find him a cool new place to eat. All right, sure.
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids? And all the random violence?
Please, sir, this is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
So you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
I want to get Calhoun and the poet from Whitechapel. Where is he? Where is he? Richard Nethercott. I want to get him and this dude together and have them talk. We still have someone in Whitechapel we've not met? Oh, we're gonna have to check that out at some point.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents died. I'm London's lone gourmet.
Really? But you seem to be such a pleasant and sociable fellow.
I'm afraid the real hedonist has to be sometimes. I discovered ecstasy as a solitary pleasure, but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
London's lone gourmet. What a strange title.
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
All right, so let's trade. You just sell food?
Have a look at your goods, Mr. Russell.
No, you sell everything but food. You do sell lead plates. I don't think that's what we needed to upgrade our weapon. Oh, we can sell these random items. I wonder if when we sell them, they can find them again. He does sell the upgrade parts, medicine. He's like, it looks like just kind of a potpourri type shop.
Don't let any strangers come into your house.
Hello, friend.
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Oh, come on, Johnny.
That cut doesn't look great.
Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley.
Oh, sweet.
How
It's
are
someone
you?
we know.
My God. So you survived the war too? So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting hours, don't you think?
What does he need? He's got a migraine.
What can I say? I haven't lost my old habits.
I hope we're talking about the same habits, old friend.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
Yo, everyone in the West End knows about vampires. Maybe the Ascalon Club should like shut the blinds when they're doing weird vampire ritual nonsense.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. With the epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny. I didn't want to sound selfish.
Hint required. I mean, surely we got to know more about this dude than just his name is Clarence.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other, and so many things have happened.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece, and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Believe me, it's not quite that simple. Unlike you, I'm not the man I used to be.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus was relieved to see you return from France in one piece.
Have you forgot what people are like in this part of town, Johnny? Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
Ooh. Venus is deeply worried for the family's reputation because he's off running around about vampires. So we meet our old friend Clarence Crossley, and the extent of our conversation is, good on you, bud. You made it out of the war. So your missus is pissed? All right, Clarence.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Sorry, Clarence. Jonathan has decided that he does not wish to speak to you at present. Oh, God, these freaking custom markers. All right. It's already 11. Before I run around the entirety of the West End and just talk to random people, let's go chat with Redgrave here so that we can progress the story. That might actually put a couple more people out in the West End streets as well. But I'm a little nervous because if you remember when we were in Whitechapel for the first time, we lost the opportunity to chat with yeah, so it's exactly what I was just saying. Misha Fishy just brought it up in the chat. When we were in Whitechapel, because we didn't explore as many conversations as we could, we lost opportunities with Dorothy Crane. Yeah, so that is a bit of a pickle. I don't want to go. Well, I mean, these conversations, it's not like they're taking a ton of time. Laglion, Edmund Rostand, Doris Fletcher. So we can chat with a couple more people. Is that Clarence again? Clarence, how'd you get all the way over here, buddy? Some of these people are fast. Warning leaflet. Oh, wait. Hold up. Clarence is the person who's been publishing these crazy warning leaflets. That's hilarious. All right, hang on. Let me find the one that I skipped. Band of the Dragon. Oh, it must not be in the collectibles. Warning leaflet. West Enders must unite. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them control you. They are amongst us. They lust after your soul. Vampires are real. Defend your community. This public warning leaflet has been financed and distributed by Mr. C. Crossley. For more information, please contact him directly and attend his next public lecture. Fox News, mother effer. He's out here propagating some slander. Let's see. Clarence believes that vampires have invaded London. That's too funny that this crackpot is our good old buddy Clarence. This is a really strange choice for them. They have used this oh, I see why. So they modeled this interior space so that they could have this fun effect with the curtain and the lighting to give it that 3D depth. But they didn't put any furniture in this area that we can see. So it's just a big empty room with a couple light fixtures hanging. That is a rare lack of attention to detail in their modeling. They've been very consistent thus far. That's interesting. So I'm running in circles here. Juliefish says he's not wrong about the vampires. He's not. This is another one of those things where like it's like Booth over in the docks, right? Like he sounds crazy because he's the one telling everyone there's vampires, when in reality he's the only one that's actually talking the truth. Poor Clarence. It's breaking up his marriage too. I feel bad, right? Like I kind of wish we could just go over to the house and be like, Venus, hello, it's me, Jonathan. You remember me from before the war. Listen, Clarence is right. Vampires are real. I'm one of them. And at any rate, it was lovely to see everyone. Have a great day.
I can't continue like this.
Oh, what's wrong?
Good evening, miss. Can I help you? I'm a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reid.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor. The rats. Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats? Has one bitten you?
Are you a vampire?
It's me who bites them. Tasty, juicy, disgusting rats. I can't stop eating them. Help me, please. Help me to disobey the voice.
Misha says, no, we've been eating all her rats. Well, she deserved it. She's not sharing rats.
I'm a doctor.
The rats. I need them.
She sounds like Gollum.
What happened to you?
The rats. The answer hides in their little crunchy bones. Their juicy, tiny brains.
Miss Billow.
Whoa.
Please, try to concentrate. Why do you worry about rats so much?
The voice in my head. He forces me to do so. Drink their blood, he said. Eat their flesh.
So this sounds like another person who is hearing the voice of their sire, which is seemingly contradictory to what we were told at the beginning, where like that's really the sign of a super powerful vampire, and the powerful vampires have all been driven out of London. And this is now the third person we've heard, fourth really, because our sister heard too. So it's us, Karina, our sister, and then the chatty Kathy from the hospital that wound up going to live with the Scott, Harriet. So maybe there's way more powerful things afoot here than anyone realizes.
Do you feel compelled to obey that voice, Miss Billow? Even if you're loath to submit to it?
Yes. Please. Help.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me or I'll abandon you. Help me, please, Doctor.
Karina only has incoherent speech when speaking about what happened to her.
What is the local news hereabouts, Miss Billow?
Shadows. Shadows hunting shadows. Whispers in the dark. Pestilence. Suffering. death.
This is awesome slam poetry.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm hungry. I need to eat. Have you got something for me? Blood, perhaps? Can you give me blood, Dr. Reid?
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud. I campaigned for good causes. But that was before. Before. It does not matter anymore. I'm so hungry.
Man, I feel awful for her. All right. So
must
nothing
go.
doing.
Goodbye, Miss.
She said she campaigned for causes, so that might be worth. No, because we don't have any new dialogue to unlock with Charlotte, so it's not going to be something that attaches to Charlotte. Maybe we'll just find a leaflet of some kind or something to that effect. Do not cough in public. We didn't talk about it though, but it's so funny. We've talked at length about how poignant some of the scenarios in this game are, given the fact that they're living amongst this epidemic. When we talked to Charlotte, Charlotte was also like, they're gonna build a wall. They're gonna separate everyone from the West End. So apparently our modern parallels continue to tie in with Vampyr. Where? Okay, so this wasn't just a gate to go through. Apparently this was a scene transition. Which is somewhat concerning, because I wasn't anticipating a questing area over here. This might be something to do with Emily, the missing friend, though. So maybe if we get in there, we'll see one of those, like, distressed citizen logos. The embankment sewers. I don't want to go too far in here. Yo, these sewers are spacious. Sewer candles. Love to see it. All right. So this obviously is a whole thing. So let's double back. Unnecessary at this juncture. I'm sure we will have a reason to go in there soon enough. Keep looking around the West End here. We got a couple more people to talk to. I don't know. I can't imagine they have every single citizen available to chat with straight from jump. We know at least for a fact that the one guy, Kimura, we can't talk to him till tomorrow. The Emily friend is missing. I wish we could get better answers out of what's her face here, because she's acting a fool. This is locked. That's fine. So this part looks a little bit nicer. Like the streets aren't as messed up the deeper we get over here. Still, like, definitely not the West End as the fashionable of London would assume it to be. So let's cut left here. I have a feeling we're transitioning. Yeah. So this is out of standard West End into combat West End. Let me double back. This is going to spit us out over by the Gourmet. Yeah, he's over here, right? That we were chatting to him over there. So this is like Clarence's house, or the door he was knocking on at least. Poke our heads down here until we get another scene change. Is this just a quarantine one? Yeah, it's just a quarantine poster. Yeah, and then this is the actual West End proper. So do I want to push into here? I mean, probably several of these guys are in the Ascalon Club, right? I think we got to just go inside. I can't imagine. Like Dorothy, we had a chance to talk to several times at the hospital before she transitioned to be only in Whitechapel. So my guess is that this won't like lock us into a choice on anything straight away just by going in the door. I hope, at least. There haven't been a ton of gotcha moments in this. That's one thing I do appreciate. Like sometimes in these, I mean, almost visual novel, right? Like this is kind of like a visual novel that's got some hack and slash combat tacked onto it. There's like these gotcha moments where they introduce a brand new character, and if you don't choose just the right piece of dialogue during their introduction, it dynamically and drastically changes your conversation with them.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reid. Please proceed.
I already
Lord
hate this
Redgrave
man.
is waiting on you upstairs.
There's just dead Pruin Guard members in your foyer? Yo, what kind of ridiculous joint is this?
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reid.
All right, so listen.
Welcome to the Ascalon
All right,
Club.
I feel very welcome. At least much more welcome than these guys you have littering your floor. What on earth?
I'm sure
First of
the
all,
Ascalon
nice
Club
digs.
has the money to replace the furniture.
Y'all looking good in here. Oh my god, another transition. Every other zone has been kind of this weird combination of compact city centers with like these sprawling spokes that kind of run around it to give us areas to adventure and to get combat, and in my case just to get lost all the time. But we don't normally see this like constant zoning in and out. That's not what I'm anticipating when I see these doors. Is this just a back door into like a... Yeah, so this is just into like the club's garden. Which, had we been here? Can we open this? Yeah, so we were already just back here and couldn't open that up. So hopefully that means that's unlocked permanently. Or maybe we were here and I just didn't pay close attention to the door. I don't know. Regardless. Hopefully we don't pick any more doors in the Ascalon Club that just wind up booting us to the curb. The load screens between zones seem to have started to take much longer than they did in the beginning. I'm wondering if that's, again, just somewhat indicative of the strain on the game. Kind of like what I was talking about with those characters that are like stuttering in my backgrounds all of a sudden. I wonder if it's just as the game world becomes more complex, there becomes more and more issue with the load.
It's locked, all right.
It's locked. Man, their house, their clubhouse, looking good. Oh, that's a bummer. So all these nice pieces of art and furniture ruined, not to mention the mortal livelihood of what looks like several members of the Guard of Pruin. What are these columns? Good gravy. Listen, guys, I'm feeling the double staircase here. It looks good. The wood is nice. Columns, too much. Too much. We got a good dagger. Finally, my good dagger. A strong but small knife mainly used to pierce and rip open the opponent. Ooh, we get blood from it. So this might be worth throwing on alongside our pistol for that like melee kit we run. Oh no, it's an offhand, so we can't put it with the pistol. Bummer. Misha said, are you a doctor and an interior decorator? Yes. Dr. Reid is a man of many talents. I'm also a petty thief. There's my 5 shillings. And you may not know this about Dr. Reid. I'm also an accomplished food critic, which is why we're going to go help my good friend find an exceptional restaurant. I really thought there were going to be more people in here. Now I'm kind of second guessing my decision to come in and forge ahead with the story quest. Because I thought we were going to walk in and meet some other members of like Vampire High Society, which could still be the case. Maybe they're all kind of cloistered in a meeting with Redgrave, and after I've finished ransacking this room, we can progress and trigger a cutscene that then makes them all available for conversation. Damn, this clubhouse is fine though. Look at this. I bet you with how heavily carpeted everything is, I bet you there's like 0 echo on the footsteps. I'll just spy on them. Yeah, it looks like there's several guys in here. How do I... Was I supposed to knock on your curtain? Hello, friends.
Good evening.
Man, talk about feeling out of place. Redgrave, not the one with the comb over.
My good friends, if I may have your attention.
Yeah.
Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reid. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him.
He's got his hand tucked behind his back like the way our blood daddy does.
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss.
Stealth, you just got back from the temple boss fight?
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reid. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of
Oh
Bristol
yeah, this
and chairman
absolutely
of this
is the
exclusive
Ascalon Club.
association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences.
I
for your loss,
0% trust this man.
Lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet.
You got him?
Yes.
Awesome.
The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
I admire her. She is a close friend. She has proven useful. Ooh. Ooh. Do I start playing it? Do I start playing it cool to get into the boys club, or no? You know what? I admire her.
Yes,
she's
she
great,
is.
and you're not, jerk.
I may even say I admire her probity and her kindness. She has helped me since I was reborn.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially
You're
if
out,
she's a
Redgrave.
mortal.
We don't
Too
care.
prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My
Oh, I
lord,
hate this man.
Do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Scowl Plague that threatens London and the country.
Is he trying to recruit us to become a TIE
You have been on the front
pilot?
line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why me? Why suddenly so friendly? Why now?
Why have you asked me here?
Because the crisis is escalating. Our enemies, the Guard of Priwen, have even launched an open hunt. The only way to calm things down is to put an end to the epidemic.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End. Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reid, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you
Oh,
asked me?
I hate this man.
No, I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon who made such a powerful progeny.
He did. Stealth, he called us a noob.
You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I don't. It is of no concern of yours. Don't speak about my family. Well, we don't need to be openly hostile
Have no
yet.
embarrassment, Dr. Reid. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Yeah, the mistake he's talking about, he's kind of throwing some shade at us for accidentally turning our sister into an Ekon. And then obviously killing her. He's also given us the business because we don't even know who our blood daddy is.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
This is starting to sound like a Netflix original.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members. And I do appreciate obedience.
I appreciate obedience is not a thing I want to hear.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
That's so lame, dude.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all Skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
That doesn't give me a lot of confidence as I join your club, bud. So we don't have a chance to turn him down, which I'm going to be frank is kind of a bummer. We were told by Elizabeth that we should join and kind of use our membership to leverage some change and some safety for London. So I guess just hopefully I get a chance to double cross these guys, because this dude does not rub me the right way.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
Initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country.
Bunch of rich old dudes who won't let women into their club,
friends,
who are clinging to tradition.
And welcome this
Yeah,
Ekon as
cool.
one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
It's trying to subtitle all of them
Speak,
saying that.
Dr. Reid, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall, speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
I want to crack it open and drink it.
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance.
With our blood?
I know it's awfully gothic.
That's
and a
pretty
tad
metal.
pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation.
I can't imagine Reid wouldn't be like, how sterile is this quill, son? Oh. No, thank you. Gross. Get out of here, Redgrave.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reid. Take
Not
your
interested in
place
this.
among the bearers of the lance.
The bearers of the lance. All right. We can crack through and talk to a bunch of these dudes now. I don't want to do any more talking to Redgrave until we've kind of gotten some chats in. Oh, you guys aren't even characters?
I went patrolling last night in the West End.
Surely this dude is, though. Yeah.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. How does it feel to be this evening's...
Oh, this is Dawson. This is the rich guy. He's not an immortal.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal.
Really want the extra level to model that comb over, huh, Stealth? They're trying.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reid.
This guy sounds like he is about to offer us a large sum to go on an expedition for an artifact for him.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
Is not the nature of this club a secret, shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reid, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reid.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that...
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall.
Oh, what a goon.
Unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
But that would segregate the rich from the poor, would it not? It would be unjust.
Our only course of action must be to save England. And to save England, we have to make sacrifices.
Are you not
Dawson,
mistaking
you,
sacrifice for
Redgrave,
summary execution?
not interested,
Why
bros.
do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
Ugh. You guys suck. Alright, before we talk to Redgrave, let's take another little peek around the club in case that triggered like NPC spawns. God, these pillars. Maybe we can talk to the doorman now too.
Welcome to the Ascalon.
Oh God, Arthur Pembleton, you suck too. Everyone in the Ascalon Club sucks. I hate this place. So you can hang a photo or a painting of a woman on the wall, but you won't invite them into your club? Just build a wall and divide the genders then, you jerks. All right, Redgrave, what do you got for me?
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish, and is a good friend of yours.
That's a
Does
point
it
in your
bother you
favor,
that I consider
Redgrave.
him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod, all muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed, ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
You do know I killed him?
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous.
Julie, they need to eat. I agree. The paleness is outrageous. Not just the paleness, but also the eyes. Like, I know we don't really get a ton of chances to see Jonathan head on, because I never swing the camera around to see his half of a conversation. We get a little bit of it sometimes in cutscenes, but man, the eyes. On Redgrave, it doesn't look as alarming as it does on, say, like Sean Hampton, but it is not pleasant.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied scowls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reid, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Skulls.
Some Skulls are peaceful, though.
I have met peaceful and wise Skulls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skulls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So,
I hate this
man. What do you
man.
want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reid. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Whoa. Whoa. Family portraits. Find sources of infection in the West End. Let's see here. So we got a decent chunk of XP there. Ask locals about possible sources of infection in the West End. I'm really shocked there were only 2 contacts here in the club. It looks like Redgrave is not among the West End citizenry. Obviously Dawson is. I don't think at this point, I think we can kind of sum up that none of them are vampiric, none of the citizens. I gotta remember too, we gotta go to Whitechapel and to Pembroke and do some curatives. I can't believe we didn't do that when we were there earlier. Let's head out into the West End here. Have a little chat. Maybe there's some more people on the streets. Maybe we'll go track down the Gourmet's investigation as well, since we're over here already. And then it's what, 11:30? So maybe we'll do some of that and then go get those curatives dispersed so that we don't forget to do that. I'm kind of interested. So like, obviously Elizabeth made it clear that she thinks that the Ascalon Club kind of sucks, but she gets that like they make the rules, so she doesn't want to ruffle feathers. It sounds like she's hopeful.
Just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
It seems to be a case where she thinks maybe we'll have more luck than she's had in dealing with them on account of us being a man. So I'll be honest, I would love it if we could kind of leverage them for what we need and then just be like, all right, also you guys suck,
And
peace.
good evening to you, Dr. Reid.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
A few days ago, I spotted a strange house while campaigning for women's suffrage. Awful smell. No answer when I knocked.
Where is it?
It's the Mullaneys, a nice family who live in a big house near the park in the eastern part of this neighborhood.
I like that Charlotte is so dedicated that she was like, this house smells terrible.
Goodbye,
knocking
Charlotte.
anyway.
Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite...
All right. There's one. Reach the first source of infection. Clarence can probably hit us with something.
Good evening, old chap. Are you all right?
We hit him with an old
Lie
chap.
to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
You're feeling better though, bud. We gave you your medicine. Do you have anything new? Yeah, the leaflets.
Clarence, why have you distributed leaflets about vampires all across the West End?
I have to warn everybody about them. They've killed thousands of people already, unnoticed thanks to the epidemic. We are all in danger here.
Vampires in London? Come on, Clarence. Who's going to believe that?
I'm not mad, Jonathan. You have to believe me. I know they are real. They're all around us, even as we speak.
Oh, you have no idea, bud.
Clarence, I'm your friend, so I'm not going to judge you. But think about your wife, your family. You're in pain, and you need help. I can help you.
I don't need a doctor, Jonathan. I need my best friend to trust me.
Oh no. Clarence hates us forever.
Tell me what you have discovered about vampires, Clarence.
They've always been here. And if you search for long enough, you realize others know about these devils too. I'm not alone.
Have you shared your research with anybody else?
No. But I've published my leaflets all across the city, hoping that someday someone will realize I'm printing the truth.
What do you mean you're not alone? Who have you met?
The Guard of Prewin, the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, Ichabod Throgmorton. Those names always pop up when you dig deep enough.
Have you spoken with any of them?
No. With the quarantine, it's almost impossible to leave the West End. But as a doctor, maybe you could, Johnny.
Are you asking me to help you prove the existence of vampires, Clarence?
Yes, Johnny. Please, gather all the information you can find about vampires and bring it to me. You're the only friend I have left. I need you.
Oof. That's tough. So do we actually want to help him prove vampires?
I'm investigating the source
exist
of the
in London?
epidemic in this district. Can you help me?
Infection is everywhere these days. But if you ever go to the park near that swanky house belonging to the Mullaneys...
Yes? What about the Mullaneys? What about their house?
Not enough noise for a big family with children. Not enough movement. Closed doors. What is going on in there? I wonder.
You need some
All right,
rest.
so we got 2 votes for the
You should try to
Mullaneys.
sleep.
Let's see if the gourmet's got anything to tell us. We should ask the woman
Dr.
who's like
Reid.
lost her mind.
A great night, what?
Hey, what? This dude is such a caricature.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
Not really. Wait, now that you mention it, I don't see the McPhersons in my favorite restaurants. They love delicate meals too, you understand.
Thank you. It may be nothing, but I'll investigate anyway. Where do they live?
They have a house in the southern part of the district, somewhere north of the railway bridge. There is a courtyard, if I remember rightly.
All right,
Goodbye,
cool.
Mr. Russell.
Second
I'm sure
lead.
you'll take care of yourself.
Okay, so they're not even going to tell us to go talk to people any longer. Oh, snap. So these houses are just like marked. We're not even getting any of this nonsense where they've got like a suggestion and I got to fumble around like an ass. Although I still may wind up doing that. Yeah, so we're going to go down here and then hang a right, and it's at like the end of this row. Oh, it's we heard this woman earlier. We were on the opposite side of this when we fought those two vampire hunters. Ooh, you're a biggin. Oh god. Give me it. Give me that blood. Alright. Get out of here with that nonsense. Can we open this now? Yes. Beautiful. Alright. Did I seriously wind up in the wrong spot anyway? Man. I do nothing but get lost in this game. So it's actually down this way. And around this little bend.
That building is under quarantine. Could this be what I'm looking for?
Wait a minute. Did I just double around like an idiot and not see a side path? What am I missing here? Through the gate that I unlocked? Maybe? No, because that takes me over into Whitechapel. They say it's right behind me here. Is it going to be... Oh my god. Do I have to, like, break boards or something again? No. This trash can's a warp pipe. It's a balcony. I never think with the verticality. Alright, so we are in a cut through that's going to spit us out over by the house we're actually investigating. So this is just an opportunity to steal some stuff. Yeah, okay. And so now this drops us on the opposite side with some people to fight. And I want to go unlock that gate. I never use this ultimate, and honestly in boss fights I think it's gotten me in more trouble than it's done good. But in a fight against some randos, I don't think that's a bad idea. Hit a bunch of them at once. Get out of here. Get out of here. Alright. Let's see about getting that gate open before we progress into what looks like a creepy, spooky, haunted mansion. Beautiful. Love to see it. Got some rats we can snack upon. Who's screaming? Oh, I didn't even see you. I thought you were a trash can over here, bud. Sorry. I'll pay closer attention next time. Alright, give me some rats.
This is despicable.
There we go.
I have this thirst.
Did you drop anything? No, but we can get the trash can. Ooh, a cigarette case. I wonder if we can sell that. Let's go inside and see if we can't figure out what's up here. Family portraits. Cleanse the second source of infection. Maybe we should go start with the first source of infection, but it pointed me to this one, so... What is this? Remarkable pump action shotgun. Ha damn! Magazine size is only 3, but this thing does so much damage. Damage, reload time, damage, reload time. Oh, fire damage against beasts and vampires. Just like the pistol that we've been using. I feel like reload time is the smarter pick for this. Oh, I'm not at a workbench. Duh. I'm like, why won't it upgrade? Jonathan's just holding a gun in the middle of this strange house. Let's actually do these in order, because I'm just worried about a potentiality where we trigger a sequence like that we weren't supposed to. We've seen it a couple of times where like we'll earn a clue about someone or something like that before we've actually ever even met them. And I don't want a similar scenario for the quest. We probably got just enough time to investigate these 2 houses before we end the stream, too. Alright. You're over here and around the corner. No. Yet again. I have missed a turn. I wouldn't even care if the mini-map, like, was just a street plan. Like, just a really simple level roadmap of London so that I'm not lost all the time. Holy shit. Guy did so much damage to me just now. No, don't crush the leech. Be very nice and polite to the leech because he's trying to be friendly and you won't let him. Alright, he's gone. Oh, what? What? Guy hit us with the lunging gut stab of the century. Okay. That was a lot of guys to just have right at the doorway to that area. 4 dudes. The other one was... I think the other one was a total of 4, but it was spread into 2 little packs. It's frustrating. Probably would have been a good time to test out that new shotgun, if I'm honest. Maybe we should switch and put that on the other kit so we can see how it operates. They're like right behind us here? Yeah. So let's see. Jonathan, second. Yeah, so I don't know how much more damage the shotgun's actually gonna do, because we do get like a really good pistol like bullet output, right? Like just the rate of fire on the pistol I think is gonna be more than what the shotgun can accomplish. What? We can't stagger you? That's some malarkey. Alright, just you and me, big boy. Get out of here with that bayonetta. Bayonetta? Bayonet. Bayonetta is also in the backlog, however. I should, at some point, I should probably post the backlog somewhere. I did not too awful long ago. I was cleaning up a bunch of stuff in my various like service catalogs, Steam and Origin and those guys, and I like put together a list of stuff that was marked as unplayed by the various in-client like downloaders. So I do have kind of a rough list of stuff that I have never played, even though I've owned it. Let's see here. Not that. All right. Little delicious trash can. Let me get some rats here.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Come on. This chapter has seemed like all set up. We're on what? The third quest of this? Yeah, the third quest of this. And, you know, I kind of felt like it had just begun. We just did some talking, so I have a feeling that they're kind of setting things up. This is like the big second act, kind of like crescendo.
This woman's body has multiple lacerations. They're deep, too. Whoever did this was driven by rage.
So as to set up what's going to kind of snowball into our conclusion. Man. Excuse me, just going to take all your quinine. I should probably turn on vamp vision. But I want to be able to also see what's the playbill for that play again. Well, we got something downstairs. Oh god, that's so much blood. Hello? Another one.
He had his tongue removed and his eyes gouged out.
Oh.
He was a victim of brutal torture.
Yuck. Man, I tell you what, it's been kind of hinted at, but not really explicitly stated. I know that Jonathan is a doctor. I know that he is trained to like be kind of passive as he investigates wounds and issues with a body. I also know he was in the war. So like obviously he saw some shit in the war.
Broken. He was young. Probably the son.
But he is just emotionless. Juliefish, yes, we could have random game night where you just play some of several games and then get the item in the game. Yeah, so, you know, Vampyr kind of wound up really intriguing me. I've enjoyed it, so we've been continuing to play it. But I do have a ton of stuff that's a little bit more kind of like rapid fire. The general rule that I'm going with is I have to at least play something for 3 hours, which is essentially the length of one stream. Because I know that some of this stuff I'm just not gonna like. A lot of it is stuff from like bundles and things that just happen to be in my collection. But we're definitely gonna switch things up and do things that aren't quite as laborious as what Vampyr has been, so that we can get a couple more games in real quick after this. And I have some ideas, but I don't know for certain yet what the timing is gonna look like. But let's scoop up some goodies. Oh, thank you for wearing your mask. Whoa! No!
You thought I was dead too, didn't you? No, I was just pretending.
You are batshit.
Been a great actress.
You killed your family.
They mocked my talent. Ah!
All right. Someone just had something blocked by chat, and I apologize. We gotta fight Elza here, and then I will take a look. I haven't really tweaked the bot's sensitivity level, so some of it might be getting blocked erroneously. Yo, Elza, we are messing you up with the cudgel. Oh no! The poison does so much damage. Get out of there, Jonathan. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that's why. Okay. I might have to address some of the words that it's blocking. I know why it blocked that, but at least you used it appropriately. It was a very spooky surprise. I do like that even in her farce, though, she's wearing her mask. So the ultimate is a super big liability for us right now, because unfortunately, because it makes us kind of stand stationary while it's charging up in that slow-mo sequence, and then also staggers us again as we come off of the attack, we can't afford to use it on her, because if we use it and we're in a pile of blood, we're going to die. Let's go down where there's some rats down here. Where were those rats? Not in the courtyard. That's fine. She's not super difficult. Like, she didn't really hit me with moves and stuff that I couldn't dodge. The issue is just the confined space you're fighting in. Some of us are sitting here making masks, Julie. See? We want more people to have the tools at hand so that they can act like Eliza. See, I walked up. I was trying to get this book on the desk. I can see that letter so that I can read. And I didn't even see her body this first time that we came through. So when it triggered the cutscene, I was already like, what the hell? Let's see. Oh, can we unlock? Pete, yeah, I'm just going to leave. See ya. We know you're out here spitting poison, so we're just going to take off. You get some games to make masks to, and you get NPCs wearing masks to cheer you on as well. Oh, you gonna hit me with the unskippable freight? God, I hope we kill her this time, because I don't want to hear that laugh again.
Didn't you? No, I was just pretending. Doris told me I could have been a great actress.
Boo.
You killed your family.
They mocked my talent.
And my hatred of chairs. Why don't we just do this? Let's just... Oh, oh. What happened that we just suddenly got dinged? Get a couple heals in. Fortunately, the house was constructed in a way as to give me a natural barrier. Appreciate that. I will go find the blueprint and find the architect and give him a big thanks. Nope. Nope.
I've never seen such a radical mutation. Could it be a new stage in the disease's evolution?
Are we still dying? Good gravy. That's interesting. So she's like a boss, but not? That was weird. She was very easy if she was supposed to be a boss. Letter from the Fletcher Acting School. Dear Elsa, it's with the greatest joy that I confirm with this letter your acceptance as a private student into my acting school. The little scene you had the kindness to perform for me last week convinced me that you have what it takes to be a real actress. Wit, stature, and courage. As a private student, you'll receive my personal training and coaching. During these intense sessions, you'll be invited to stay at the school since I strongly believe in total immersion to expose the full potential of my students. So please remember to bring night attire and anything you may need to spend a week at my school. Yours sincerely, Doris Fletcher.
So, this girl took lessons at the famous Doris Fletcher Acting School.
V creepy. Doris is the woman we keep seeing on all the playbills. Oh god. Oh, we're gonna die again. Oh, it's not getting any better down here. Okay. Okay, that might be for the best. We'll go take care of house number 2 and then probably wrap things up. I know I said I was going to go and also hand out the curatives to the people who are sick, but I don't anticipate, unless finishing this quest is going to make us sleep. But like I say, I don't think the game has really forced us to do that. Oh, I knocked my I voted sticker down. Where did it spawn us? Oh, don't. Okay. We don't have to fight her again. I had this sudden panic that we were going to have to fight the woman again. All right. So we're just going to hoof it. How do we get out of here the fastest? Just make a hard right. Yeah. So we'll head over to the other house. See ya. Thank you. Thank you for spreading the good word, sir. The other place, I would assume, is gonna also have some kind of big bad in it. So if we see rats or anything of that nature, we should probably get some blood. I do have a blood serum on me though, so we can always use that if we need it. Oh no, that's what I thought. There's a little rat courtyard here.
This is...
I'm surprised that confused woman isn't over here chomping away.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Oh, I forgot about you over here by the trash can again. It's just such a good disguise. I don't know how many times we're gonna stand in one of their explosions before I remember that that is how it works.
Despicable.
The worst. Give me another rat. We unfortunately gotta like kick all these guys out again before we can go in to the house, it looks like. Which is unfortunate. I mean, it makes sense because we died. Whoa, lady. What is wrong with you guys? We may have to do some leveling sooner than I thought. Although, man, I just looked. I haven't looked at it in ages. I didn't realize we'd gotten so much experience from some of these quests we've been doing. Oh, we died again. We're at 5,000 experience, so quite a boon in the old experience department. I wonder how close we are to a hideout. I don't want to sleep because we got people who are sick, but I might want to go and make a couple serums real quick. We might not need it though. You get a pretty tight respawn area when you die next to a boss like that. Like they were just making us walk downstairs to fight Elsa again. So hopefully if we can kind of get over the hump and get them cleared out, as soon as we're in the house, we won't have to worry about making the approach again. In fact, it dropped us out right outside the neighborhood, so. All right. Woman by the trash can we can widely ignore. Let's try and kill these guys right quick and then go get the rats so that we have the rats to heal up after. She's the problem. Okay. I don't want to deal with your poison, so you can just knock that off. And then this guy flipping around isn't helping anything either, so we'll get him out of here maybe. What? Look at that range. Get out of here with that nonsense. We're gonna die again. Oh my goodness. All right. That's frustrating. I wonder if I can just blow past them and get in the door. Because if we cross the threshold, it might trigger a different respawn point. But I feel like that's just midnight telling me that I should find a way to expedite this house. I might go a shade over tonight. I commented on the load times a little bit ago, and I'm wondering now if it's not about the load times so much as it is I've just seen a lot of the load times because we keep dying. Dying and loading, I guess I should say. All right, if we get the jump on you. Oh, you are the worst. Okay. Okay. Get the rats. And at least heal up to full here.
Despicable.
Why don't I bring the pistol out? We might be able to gun the other poison cloud down just with the gun. Oh, but then I'm not going to have any bullets when we go in for the fight.
Despicable.
I mean, I didn't use them. I didn't use them when we were in... oh, that was dumb. All right. How much damage does this guy really do? Let's see. Ugh, barely any. No, get out of here. Give me my cudgel. Okay. With her out of the equation, we might be able to just get through this. Yep. Oh. All right. That poison 100% was the problem. You know, it's interesting that we have like defensive options when we level where we can get health and stuff, but there's nothing that's like resistance based. All right. So we got broke down ass house. Everything's gone terrible. Clearly everything is bad. Oh, we gotta teleport up. Jonathan, you can't just climb that. Oh, there.
What? Leave me alone with them while you go back to your hole. Fucking convenient. She tricked me. I love you. Fucking pathetic pig.
Oh. So they got turned, and now we gotta fight the couple. That sucks. Sorry, guys. Sorry about how you're gonna watch me kill your wife and husband. So these guys are just like normal skulls with health bars, though. Like, they're not doing it. Oh, get out of here with the gas. Do not appreciate Priscilla. Priscilla. All right. All right. All right. If you trap me, oh my God, I'm going to be so mad. Get off of me, woman. Okay. Should have put a gas cloud up, and I couldn't use my special on you there. All right. Oh, I still stood in it like an idiot. All right, so they're both dead. Before we pick up that note, let's take a quick look around. Nope. All right. Note it is. Love letter. Darling, thank you for the precious perfume and the fur coat. I can't wait to feel your hands on my shivering skin. For only you, my hero, can make me feel that desired. Please, come back to me soon, for I'm dying to press my timid bosom to your chest again. Yes, my beloved, my precious, come back to me, and I promise you a night of eternal and unbridled passion. Right now, I'm wearing nothing but your last gifts. Oh yes, I'm burning for you, and I can't wait for you to share my untamable lust. Yours devoted,
So the
Doris
husband had
Fletcher.
an affair with Doris Fletcher.
So Doris is connected to both of these infected households. So I think it's probably safe to say that we got a little bit of a patient zero scenario going on with Doris. So Doris, it looks like, will be our next target. Let's call it there because it is so very late. We learned a lot tonight. The Ascalon Club. We've got this new budding romance with Elizabeth Ashbury. We met her daughter, a bunch of new people over in the West End. That does mean we have all 4 districts available. Got some stuff to do back in the other districts. We got a couple curatives we got to dish out. But by and large, I think tons of progress tonight. The combat hasn't seemed as stiff. I know we got hung up on a couple of combats. But we are getting good damage output, so the level difference doesn't seem to be as big a deal. So hopefully we can kind of keep going without eating anyone else.